Hello, and welcome to Channeling Hope 1111. This is a new channel. If you've read the description, God has told me to start a YouTube channel, which I'm really not comfortable doing. It's definitely not my wheelhouse, but I've been talking to him my entire life, and he's been telling me for quite a while, and I guess the angels too have been telling me for quite a while, like over a decade, oh, you should probably start a YouTube channel. But now they're kind of screaming at me to do it. Apparently I am supposed to share my conversations, I guess, that I have with him. I'm not really sure what's going to happen or how this is going to go, but I know when I don't listen, I won't say bad things happen, but not good. I'm always like thrown off track, and crazy things happen, and life is much harder. That's what it is. Life is much harder if I don't listen to what he tells me to do, when I know that that's what he's obviously telling me to do, and my own ego gets in the way, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. And so I don't listen, and then he throws a bunch of obstacles in my way. So we'll see what happens here, and hopefully I become more comfortable doing this as we go along. So this is a very private part of my life that I've never really talked about much. Yeah, so let's see if I can calm down and have a conversation with him. I'm asking you, I talk to him out loud, but it sounds like I'm talking to myself and I'm crazy. So this might just sound crazy. I don't know. All right, God, I'm recording this message. You told me to do this. You know I'm uncomfortable. And okay, so you're saying people need to hear what I know, what I do. Teach people what I do. Okay, so try and teach people what I do. So how do I communicate with you? Oh gosh, see, now that's a really difficult question, because I've been doing it since basically I was born. As long as I can remember, I have talked to God and he's answered. So, okay, how do I know that it's God? That's a good question. That people might be asking. There is a light and love, peace feeling. You can kind of also describe it as the difference between intuition and ego. I'm not great with terms, and I've come across some things with other people talking about things like, how do you know that, like someone was talking about an ego death, and I'm like, whoa, that sounds, and they were going through like the emotion of it, and I attach more to the emotion. I can feel where things are coming from. I can feel people's energy. I can feel the energy of places. So I'm very intuitive and sensitive to energies. So I didn't understand what an ego death was, so I researched that, and like the ego will come from your mind and your headspace. It's up kind of higher in your headspace. It's more chaotic. The energy of it does not feel grounded. It does not feel calm and solid. If you think about like the bedrock of the earth, or the depth of the ocean, that's more intuition, and you'll feel it more between kind of like under your chin, your throat, through your solar plexus, kind of. So it's a lot of the heart, a little bit of the gut, and a little bit of the throat. That's kind of the area. It's this big ball of energy at my core where I feel God and intuition and the truth of things. When you get higher than that, when you get into your head, that's where like worry happens, fears happen. You can also, fear though, you gotta watch out, because fear can go into your heart, but it'll feel more like heart palpitations, anxiety. You can feel that in your chest, almost like you're having a heart attack. Your heart is racing. That's not the God feeling that I'm talking about at all. That is still fear-based. So that would be coming from your ego. So hopefully these words and these explanations are helping. Yeah, so when you're trying to discern where it's coming from, another way of, one of my favorite things of connecting to God or source, the light, is literally to close my eyes and envision heaven as a bright light, and shining down from heaven there is a beam, a bright white beam of light. Now some people see it as sparkling gold, some people might see it as, you know, lavender. For me it's bright white, and it's a pillar that comes down from God, and it is His energy that runs through us all, and that raises your vibration to, you know, the heavenly vibration, God vibration, so you're more easily able to speak to Him and hear Him in the direction. It's also great if you're upset and you notice that you're getting carried away with things. You're in your ego, you're worrying, you're anxious, you're scared. Not like scared for your life, you know, running down the street kind of a thing, but like your worries are making you afraid that something's going to go wrong. You have a loved one like going into surgery, and you're starting to worry and have that fear build up. You want to connect to the God energy source through that white light. I close my eyes, I envision that white light hitting that heart center of my body, coming in through the top of my head. It fills me up. But then, and all the way down to my feet, you can envision it going down into the earth, to the core of the earth, and then returning back up. Sometimes I envision the return from the core of the earth as green light, and the white light and the green light meet in the center of my heart, and that grows into a bigger ball of calming, peaceful light where I'm just filled with love and peace and positivity. Yeah, so that's a good place to start when speaking to God, when trying to find the right path, the right answer. What is the truth of this situation? Let me see if I can give you an example. Or trying to encourage the best outcome, going back to, and I've been in this situation a lot, so it's on my mind. Your loved one is, you know, going into surgery or a procedure or something. So that's always stressful and nerve-wracking. Instead of worrying and letting your mind take off into the worst possibilities, don't go there. Because I do believe in manifestation. So I do believe if you are giving those thoughts energy, it's almost like birthing them into reality. Don't do that. As well as money lack and stuff like that. Don't think about debts. You have to think about the abundance. So in a surgery situation, think about everything going smoothly. The IV, is smooth and perfect, and you get someone who's really great at it, and there are no problems whatsoever, and it doesn't even hurt. And anesthesia, they drift off peacefully, and anesthesia is great, and it's a really easy procedure. They have the best doctor, and the best nurses, and everyone's very compassionate and kind. And they're, at the top of their game, and everyone's well rested, and everyone's in positive moods, and the procedure goes perfectly. It's, the easiest and best version of what it could be, and they wake up from anesthesia with no issues and happy and peaceful and no pain. And, as they're recovering and coming out of it, everything's going great, and they're in good spirits. And, the doctors come out and they say, oh, it was wonderful. It's better than we could have expected. And, everything went perfectly, and recovery, should be pretty easy. And, this was better than what we thought. And so, like, while you're sitting there waiting and they're in this procedure, run through these thoughts, those positive thoughts, and play it out in your mind. Oh, this is going to go great. Oh, I'm sending, and imagine sending all of that love and light of God to your loved one, to the doctors, to the procedure room, and to yourself, and hold that energy as much as you can. I mean, we are human. We falter. We're innately flawed. We're going to slip out of it. But don't punish yourself like, oh no, I've ruined it. No, you haven't. Just start over. Get right back into that loving light and healing, and that feeling of God and the angels being with you and being with your loved one. And that's, one instance of how things can go. And then you keep that with you, during the recovery, and you can send that white light of God and his healing touch, send that to the wound, send that into their mind and into their heart to help them. So those are instances. You can do this for strangers, if you're driving down the street and see a homeless person. If you don't have cash, to give them, or you don't have food that you can give to them, or you're in a massive hurry to, get to an appointment or something, and you can't stop or anything like that, you can always send love and light. You can always send this God energy and envision this light of love and peace and support, and basically pray for them. You don't have to call it a prayer. It doesn't have to be as structured as a prayer, because when you're driving, maybe you don't want to be distracted thinking about the words that you would be sending. Envision the white light of love and peace encircling them, and ask God to be with them and bless them. That's one of the simplest and fastest things that you can do to spread love and light. And then always kind of when you're out in public, this really helps a lot. And I actually get a lot of comments that I'm glowing from strangers, which is fun and kind of confirmation, I think. When you're out and about in public, trying to hold that ball of light, inside your chest, and expand it outward as much as you can. Try and radiate, bring that beam of light down from heaven. Fill yourself with that, and then radiate that out as much as you can and as far as you can, and just be in that embodiment of love and support, and holding doors open for people and smiling, holding that energy within you. And it's contagious. People feel this. They could be having a rough day, and you hold the door open with a smile on your face and holding that love and sending that love and kindness to them through your smile, and just making their day a little bit easier by holding a door. It doesn't seem like a lot, but to someone having a hard day, it really can change things for them. It can start to turn the tide of their day and make them feel better. Anything we can do to help, our fellow man, our fellow people, human beings, friends, loved ones, strangers, brothers, sisters, however you want to see it or state it. Our fellow creatures on this planet, because it's not an easy life here on planet Earth. But I do believe we chose to come here to learn lessons, to experience different things, because in heaven, things are very different than on Earth. You don't really taste food. You don't feel pain, that's for sure. And there are, crazy things to be learned from pain. So just remember, it can make you very grateful going through the hard things. And so that's my first recording. And I thank you for being here with me, and I hope that it has helped in some small way. Thank you, and have a blessed day.